Hi, you guys. This is Misty with Cancerian Chronicles. Welcome or welcome back. We are going to jump straight into a collective energy reading, starting off with some channeled messages. So before I press record, I channeled 3 words or phrases, and we're going to dive in deeper to see what the actual messages are that go along with them. Keep in mind that each of the messages could be all for you. None of them could be for you, maybe 1 or 2 for you. Like, you have to only take what resonates with you. Okay. So I like to say the messages could be for one of you, some of you, or none of you. I don't know, but let's dive in. So the first word or phrase says enough said. Enough said. Okay. What is this message about enough said? When I was writing that, I was getting the actual energy that for some of you guys, it's time for you to put, I'm hearing pen to paper, but I was really feeling the sense of like it's time for some of you guys to act on certain things as opposed to talking about them. I feel like you've talked enough about what you want to do, or something that you're trying to pursue, or some ideas that you have. It's now time for you to actually take action. For some of you guys, I'm hearing something about the power of the pen. So maybe for one of you, some of you, or none of you, like if you're a boss of some sort, you're a business owner, maybe you have, basically you have some employees that report to you. I feel like for some of you guys, you could have like a problem employee, and it's time for you to put pen to paper in that sense. So rather than putting up with someone's excuses and repeated, I don't want to say misbehaviors, because it sounds like, a certain, like a child, maybe this person is really childish. Maybe you could actually be dealing with a child and you've been giving them warning after warning after warning, or again, a childish person, you've been giving them several warnings. And so now it's time for someone to put up or shut up. So you can't keep talking about, look at all of this incense smoke. You can't keep talking about like what it is that you're gonna do. You actually have to, I'm hearing, show it. So there's something to do with that. What else with this enough said? Enough said. Okay, so this is for one of you, some of you, or none of you. I feel like some of you guys are, okay, so this doesn't help me at all, but it's like someone is like going from reader to reader, and you're trying to get like, maybe you're trying to get a different answer than what you originally got the first time around. I feel like something is going full circle. I'm hearing round and round we go. Round and round we go. Scrub the ground. It's like you're going from person to person, reader to reader, maybe friend to friend, trying to get some type of advice because you're waiting for someone to give you some different advice or different information than what you already know instinctively and what you originally received maybe the first go round. And it's like, it doesn't matter how high you go. Maybe this has to do with like the price point, or how much you're paying for this information, whether it's the highest of the high, whether you're getting this information for free, you're getting the exact same message, the exact same information. If you're going from channel to channel or something like that, you're still getting the same message. And so it's not going to change. The answer is what the answer is. And I feel like Spirit is telling you enough said. It's kind of like, one thing that I do like to tell people, like, you are definitely, it's not advised that you ask the same question over and over. Once you get your answer, does it mean that you have to settle for that answer? No, you can take actions to change it. But if you haven't taken any type of steps or actions to change, maybe what you feel like, someone it's presented as like, okay, well, this is your fate. It's not your fate. It's like your fate for that moment. If you continue to do what you are doing or something like that. And so if you make some changes and you want to like check in to see, okay, well, have I changed this path? That's different. But I'm getting the sense of someone who is like, do you hear me now? Do you hear me now? Can you hear me now? That Verizon commercial. I'm getting that type of an energy, and Spirit has told you enough said. Okay. So I don't know who that's for. What else with this enough said? Enough said. Anything else? Yeah, I'm seeing a merry-go-round, you guys, and it's just going round and round, and it's going really slowly. So I just feel like someone is like on a path to nowhere, or you feel like you're on a path to nowhere, but it could be because, you know, you're talking a lot about something, or it could be that someone is talking a lot about something to you, about what they're gonna do, what they're finna do, you know, something like that, but they're not doing it. And so at some point you have to call a spade is what I'm hearing. You have to call someone out for their, I'm hearing inaction, you know, their action or inaction. I'm really getting strongly, this is someone's inaction. Okay, what else? Okay, we're moving on to, this is actually the third word or phrase, but it is, and then we'll go back up to the second one, but this is raid. I was hearing that commercial, you know, it's that commercial with those cockroaches. Oh, they're the most disgusting thing to me. I'm sorry, but like it's a cockroach commercial. They used to be like really popular, and like the person would spray the like raid spray and the roach would be like raid, and then they would explode or something like that. Okay, and that when I was writing that, and I wrote it raid, it's with an exclamation point and it's underlined 3 times. So this is very important. It was actually like someone was shocked. This was a shock to someone's system. Maybe that you had like some type of protection. I'm hearing the cleanup woman. Like someone is shocked that you're able to clean up some type of mess that perhaps that someone may have intentionally made a mess like in your life. And they're shocked that you're able to clean up your life. Someone may have actually made a mess in their own life. And they are shocked that you have the ability to help them, to assist them, to heal them, or, you know, help them to heal whatever this is. So I don't know what that is about, but mainly the main energy is excuse me, someone made a mess or attempted to make a mess in your life. They thought that you would never recover, you would never get out of this, but it's almost like you keep, oh my gosh, you guys, I don't know what's going on with, it's almost like you keep, you know, like, it's almost like mace, right? But you keep a can of whatever this is, you know, and it's not literally a can of, maybe a can of whoop ass, I don't know, but you keep a can of this, and it's like whenever someone sends something your way, or whenever someone attempts to ruin your day or ruin your mood, or, you know, ruin something that you're working on, it's like you stay ready. And this shocks the crap out of someone. I feel like maybe someone underestimated you, your abilities. For some of you guys, I'm hearing your psychic abilities. So you may have like, you know, maybe you bragged a little bit about your psychic abilities, or, you know, maybe you didn't brag. Maybe someone just felt like you were bragging and it triggered them. And so, you know, they set out on a mission to like prove you to be a liar or something like that. I mean, I don't know. But to their shock and dismay, the lie detector, I'm hearing Maury Povich, the lie detector test determines you're telling the truth. So someone was telling the truth about who they are, like you were not hiding, you were not, you know, there was no false narrative, like this, like who you are. I'm hearing, if you are what you say you are. So you are what you say you are who you say that you are. And I feel like this shocked the crap out of someone. Yeah. Wow. What else? What else? Okay, that's it. Okay, so the second one that I received, but you know, that we're going back up to, it says begin anew. Begin anew. I don't know if you, and I didn't get any initial energy like while I was writing that. It just, you know, it's just what came out with, you know, the automatic writing. And I don't know if like you guys, maybe you started something and you quit something and now you're ready to start something back. Got to be starting something. Like maybe you're ready to start something back up again. I feel like whoever this message is for, maybe you're debating between, you know, like picking up, I'm hearing pick up the pieces, like picking up the pieces of something that you already started versus clean slate. You know, starting completely over from scratch. Whoever you are, if this message resonates at all, you are meant to start from scratch. Okay, you may not want to hear that, but I feel like I'm hearing what was that, Tina Turner? I want to be made over, make me over. I feel like the reason is that, you know, you don't want any remnants of like, I don't know if you felt like, you know, you failed or you felt like a failure with something that you were pursuing before. And I feel like you don't really want any of those past remnants of like feeling like a failure to touch you at all with whatever this is that you're trying to pursue. For some of you guys, I am going to say, like, if this has something to do with a relationship, I don't know if you are considering allowing, like, getting back into, you know, the driver's seat. I'm hearing the passenger seat. Maybe you're a passenger princess. I don't know. Something to do with like a princess warrior. Anyways, princess warrior. I'm hearing Xena. Maybe the name Xena is important. Maybe that's why. But anyways, I feel like someone may be ready to jump back into dating. Like maybe you put relationships on hold or something like that. And so now you're you're starting to debate if you should, you know, try again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Like, so you're debating on trying again when it comes to relationships. For some of you guys, this has something to do with same sex. Like, you know, maybe you're bisexual and you tried a same sex and like, I don't know, it didn't work out. And so you're about to try again, but whatever, I don't care, you guys, whatever this, let me just get out what the main point is, because I'm rambling. The main point is, I feel like someone is debating jumping back into maybe the passenger seat with someone that you've already allowed to drive you, I'm hearing to the pit of hell, or like you allowed them to drive you guys nowhere. So this person had no purpose. Like this person had no goals when it came to, like, they had no relationship goals. They had no goals whatsoever in life, period. So someone might be trying to come back to you, come back in your energy. And I feel like they took notes about who you are or what it was that you wanted out of life. They could be watching you on a regular basis and they're taking notes. And so this person is going to try to come to you with this information and they're going to feed it. I'm hearing spoon feed, right? They're going to feed it back to you. And so here's the warning. You might fall like, you know, kind of, I don't want to say in love. I mean, if you believe in love, whatever. Do you believe in magic? But you might feel like, you know, oh, wow, I could, I'm hearing Selena, I could fall in love with you. Yeah, that song. I'm hearing that song. It's so slow, but you know, whatever. I'm trying to speed this up, but I'm hearing that song. And so, but here's the warning is, you guys, what is going on? The warning is you're not falling in love with that person. You're falling in love with you because this person is feeding you. This person is feeding you information from you, what they learned about you. I learned it by watching you, Dad. I learned it by watching you. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember that commercial, but yeah. So this person learned something by watching you and they're going to try to spoon feed it back to you. Normally, this actually works out in this person's favor. But I'm here, you got to be quicker than that. So either instinctively you're going to pick up on this or you're going to remember this reading and you're going to pick up on this. Okay. So yes, start with like, yes, be open to relationships, to forming relationships, to, you know, falling in love, or, you know, if that's your thing, right? For those of you that are new to me, that's not my thing, but if it's your thing, it's okay. Like I accept that. And, you know, we respect all of that. So be open to all of that, but not with that person, not with that person. You know who I'm talking about. That's what I'm getting from that. Okay. Even for some of you guys with a job, like maybe you've been out of work for a while and you're considering jumping back into the workforce. Absolutely. But I feel like if you left, like, so for anyone that, if you've been watching me, you know, my thing is like my past life was education. I don't ever want to go back into that ever again. I was a Spanish teacher and I was a principal and I just don't want to go back into education. I just don't. And so, but for some of you guys, I feel like it could be like you have a field that you worked in and you left, like you were done, you were fed up, but you're thinking, I'm hearing nursing for someone, and you're thinking about going back into it. And the thing, oh, and nursing is good money. And, you know, my mom is she was a registered nurse, right? So that's really good money too. So I feel like whoever you are, like you left a field because you were fed up. Like you had it up to here with whatever this is, but the money was good maybe. And like a girl gotta eat, a guy gotta eat, right? There's something like whoever you are, you gotta eat. And so you might be tempted to going back into that particular field. And I'm getting the sense of like, start over with work, like start working. If you're wanting to work a 9 to 5, absolutely, sure. If that's your thing, if that's what you want to do, but not in that field. Remember why you left. Because I feel like that's someone is being floja. Someone is being very lazy. Like you're being, sorry, no offense, but you're being lazy. Like you don't want to think of like other alternatives. And, because you know what, our brain and our bodies are going to instinctively, like for our protection, like we want what is easiest. Like who wants to run out into a new challenge like that's scary, that opens up like a sense of fear. So, so I don't know. There's something to do with that. We're just going to leave that alone. And hopefully, if you're offended, you're offended, but whatever. If you were offended, then that's probably your message. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep going. Those were all of the channeled messages. Let's see if there's anything else. Is there anything else? And if you hear anything in the background, it's just shamanic drumming music. Is there anything else for channeled messages, or do we move forward? Anything else for channeled messages? Yes, there is. Oh gosh. Okay, sorry, no offense. What else? I'm feeling really strongly there's something. Hold on, you guys. I'm feeling really shaky. Someone needs to know, and I'm not a doctor, you guys. I'm feeling really shaky. There's something to do with someone's sugar. Someone needs to check their sugar levels. I feel nervous about something. That could be for one of you, some of you, or none of you. There's something to do with checking your sugar levels. Yeah, check them now. Someone needs to check their sugar levels now. I feel like there's something that is completely like controllable, something that you could be, okay, yeah. I'm hearing, because I'm being reminded that like one of my mom, I just mentioned like my mom, she was a registered nurse, and one of her things that she really loved or that she was really interested in was a diabetes, I'm still shaking, you guys, diabetes like nurse educator or diabetes educator or something like that. So that makes me feel like, someone is about to be diagnosed as diabetic. I feel like right now someone is pre-diabetic. Someone could be pre-diabetic. And so there is okay, that's really bad. So there is a sense though of like, even before someone receives a diagnosis of like full-blown diabetes, there are some things that you can do right now that have to do with exercise and diet. Dietitian. I don't know why okay, there's something to do with a dietitian. Someone might need to work with a dietitian. Jeez. What else? Yeah, I'm hearing something is completely controllable. Completely controllable. Someone's gonna have to cut out, someone is eating a high carb diet, and it's not, that does not suit you. The shaking has gone away. What else? Okay, that's it. Okay, so that was all of the channeled messages, you guys. And sometimes, I don't know what flipped over, but sometimes I'm sorry, you guys, with the, oh my gosh, like when I'm like, are there any more channeled messages? You guys, sometimes I don't know what's going to come out of, I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. And sometimes it can be kind of embarrassing. So I'll get over it. 2 cards actually flipped out. So again, we haven't even really started, but we'll see what this is. We have the Poet, which says relationships and vulnerability. And I just saw 911 on the timer. And then we have the Pilgrim, which says opportunities and growth. I feel like this is for one of you, some of you, or none of you. At the bottom, we have Priest, the Priest, which says perseverance and faith. And at the top, we have the Merchant, which is self-worth or trade. So here's the deal for one of you, some of you are not, none of you, I don't know. But you going back to like, if someone is thinking about starting a new, like a relationship, starting a relationship anew, you're thinking about starting a relationship with the same person, but like starting, like maybe feeling like you can start over, you know, like let's start at the beginning, you know, like my name is, you know, that kind of a thing. Like someone feels like they can start completely fresh or start completely over. I feel like there's a sense of like someone needs to be aware of like what it is, like there's some type of major trade-off that you may not be aware of, and it has something to do with your self-worth. Yeah, within this relationship, I feel like I really don't feel like this relationship is able to, I feel like you can forgive, but you can't forget. You will forgive, but I don't feel like you're going to be able to forget what happened. And really you shouldn't, because that's something that you're meant to grow and evolve from. So what you choose to do is what you choose to do. If you choose to start anew with someone that you've dealt with in the past, like obviously that's your prerogative. It's my prerogative. Like that's your prerogative, but you won't be able to forget. Just keep that in mind. So there's a sense of like making sure that you're jumping in with your, you know, eyes wide open is what I'm getting from that. Okay. I feel like someone is already aware of your vulnerabilities, and I feel like it's only going to, geez, like they know your vulnerabilities, and it only gives them more ammunition of like how to really handle you and get you like in a more vulnerable state so that you can do their bidding. That's what I'm getting from that, you guys. So yeah. I know you want to like believe in this person or whatever, but for some of you guys, this person has not changed. Like, you know, if that message is for you, I feel like this person, it's either they have the finances, I'm getting a no for that, or they're wanting to like, they're really pushing, you know, starting over with you, but it's because they see you as a way to improve their finances, or they really just want to get a hold of your finances. Like there's something to do with that. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and 22 minutes in, jump in. Okay, so what are our messages? Messages for the collective. Oh, geez. Okay, so we have the sleeper. It says cause and effect and clarity. And then we have the painter, which says productivity and creation. Productivity and creation. I feel like someone needs to be open to like trial and error with something that you're working on. And this can apply to anything. This can apply to work, business. This can apply to relationships. But it's like, you know, whatever this is that you are, you know, working on in your life, be open to trial and error. And just kind of pay attention to, you know, like for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction, right? Just kind of pay attention to like when you do X, Y happens. Like just kind of pay attention to that. Because you do this, this is the effect. And if it's something that benefits you, then those are the things that you do more of. If it's something that it's like you don't like that effect, then do less of it or don't do it at all. Okay? Yeah, look at that. At the bottom is the catalyst. It says radical changes and taking control. I feel like, you know, you are like, I don't know if someone feels like, you know, they don't have control over their lives the way that they would like to, or like maybe someone is feeling helpless, like you don't know how to make changes. I don't know. Yeah. What's at the top? At the top is the shepherd. It says celebration and family. I feel like if you are trying to be successful with whatever this is that you're wanting to do, you're going to have to take control. It is like, don't expect things to just happen like the first time around, the first go round. You have to be open to, you know, trial and error. Okay. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay. With whatever, I feel like this is something that you're trying to do, you're trying to create. Yeah, we have August that came out. So I feel like someone might experience quite a bit of a breakthrough in August. Yeah, at the bottom it says nest, an emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. And at the top, we have clouds, temporary problems. So it could be for some of you guys, like, you know, you're working on like fixing your family, or making improvements to your family or to your family life, or even starting a family, meeting someone so that you can start a family. And you feel like, you know, maybe you're going nowhere fast. I think we had that type of energy earlier, but someone feels like they're going nowhere fast. I feel like you're going to receive a breakthrough. So in August, so let's say you're trying to meet someone, like you feel like there's no one in sight. For some of you guys in August, you're going to actually meet the person that really checks off all of those boxes. For some of you guys, like if this has to do with like fixing a family issue, I feel like you guys are about to break, like you're going to receive some type of clarity, or you're about to break a barrier in August. For some of you guys, if you're working on a business, you know, maybe you are working on a business and it's taking you away from family. I feel like in August, like there's light at the end of the tunnel to where you're not always having to work. But you know, there's give and take, right? If you want this business to be successful, there's going to be some give and take. But whatever this problem is that you're facing, you are going to see light at the end of the tunnel come August, is what I'm getting. We have rainbow. It says the most difficult part of a situation is over. I feel like, you know, even if you have been struggling with some issues, I feel like it's not as difficult, it's not as hard as, you know, what it was before. So things may have kind of calmed down with whatever this issue was. So it could have been really hard, really tough for some of you guys in January, or that was the toughest part of what you were going through. But we have torch at the top. It says spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness and understanding. I feel like maybe you gained some type of understanding as to why something happened, or why it had to be the way that it was. Maybe you received some type of clarity, and that with that understanding, that kind of made things a little bit easier, a little bit more bearable for you, to carry the load, to carry the torch, or something like that. Okay, what else? What else for the collective? Okay. Frying pan, we have trouble and accusations. So you may have experienced where someone tried to accuse you of, look at that. At the bottom is the sun. It says happiness and well-being. So someone could have accused you of causing trouble or problems, like in their relationship, in the relationship that you're in with that person, in the family, with the family life. Someone may have like tried to use you as a scapegoat, so to speak. Someone tried to put like their problems or their stresses, you know, onto you, thereby affecting your happiness, your well-being, right? At the top, we have leg, which is stepping into a new experience. For some of you guys, I'm getting the sense of like you withdrew your energy, you withdrew your entire self from a situation. And so someone had to experience life or some aspect of life or family life on their own. And they learned some new things. They had some new experiences, but also maybe so did you. And it has something to do with like, you know, teaching you what was like in your best interest. Here's that January again, and I just shuffled this deck. Yeah. Let's keep going. What is this trouble and accusations? That's what I want to see more about the trouble and accusations. Trouble and okay. Okay, woman, it says dealings or relationship with a woman. So this could be someone that you were dealing with. Horse is at the bottom. It says a short journey. Maybe someone you had a brief encounter with. And then wheel. It says indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. You could have dealt with a woman, or you could be a woman, you know, but whatever this is, it's like the trouble had something to do with like a brief moment in time, a lapse. A brief journey, a brief moment in time where you really didn't know like which way do I go? Which way do I go? Like you didn't know which direction to take. You were very indecisive when it came to something, you know, with life. You know, whether this is career, relationships, money, I mean, I don't know, but you just kind of roamed around aimlessly. Here's that torch card. Spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. And then we have dog barking, advice from a friend. At the bottom is bull. Do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. And then we have at the top rose, romance is in the air. For some of you guys, this could have been something to do with relationships or love, right? And it could be that, you know, you were having a tough time or trouble in a relationship with someone. And, you know, someone gave you some advice to, you know, not back down. I don't know if you followed this advice or not. Someone gave you the advice to... No, so for some of you guys, you received advice from a friend to like let go of a relationship or let go of a situation. And that's exactly what you did. And it led to some type of trouble. That could be you or someone that you dealt with. For some of you guys, you had people like stressing you out or trying to get you to let go of, to stop doing something that you loved, to stop being the woman. Like, if you're a woman, like this is about like you, like someone wanted to interfere with like you stepping into your womanhood, or someone didn't like the type of woman that you are. And they wanted to strip like your freedoms away from you. Someone wanted to strip away, like the way that you see things. Someone wanted you to roam around aimlessly for some reason. I don't know why. Why would I don't know. Someone wanted you to roam around aimlessly because somehow they felt like that would lead to them receiving some type of like recognition. Like someone felt like, you know, automatically that meant that they were on top and you were on the bottom, and they would get people to see like, you know, see, I'm the person that kept them together. See, I'm the person, like without me, this person is nothing. Like for some of you guys, it has something to do with that. Yeah. At the bottom, it says haystack karma. You will reap what you have sown. Didn't we get that energy earlier of like someone that was sending like some type of energy towards someone, and there's shots like every time like you're able to overcome like whatever this is. Yeah, throne, position of authority. Look at that. It's kind of like, you know what, no matter what someone sent your way, like you overcome it. Like someone, you are what you say you are. Right? So that could be for whoever that message was for. Okay, what else? We have wishbone, a wish granted. Someone didn't want your wishes to come true, but it doesn't matter. They are coming true. Yeah. But before that, you had to get out of a particular situation with this Pale card. Time to get out of a situation. It says elephant, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. So some of you guys had to leave a relationship, a partnership, a job, you know, a business or something like that. And it's kind of like, I don't know, it's almost like you had to go, you know what it reminds me of, especially with me being guided to turn on like the shamanic music. In some cultures, isn't it like where the kid, or like, you know, to show that you're moving from like, you know, childhood to manhood or to womanhood, or, you know, something like that. Like they had to do like their own kind of journey, right? They had to take a journey where they were out in the woods or in the forest or in the whatever, like on their own for a certain amount of time. And they had to take care of themselves, right? So it's kind of like, it was a long journey. For some of you, some of you, a lot of this had to do with like mental, I don't know. I'm going to leave that alone. But whatever this is, like it feels like it's been a long time coming. It's been a long journey, but, something good is going to come out of this. But I just feel like someone was throwing darts or something, like someone was throwing something at you to try to prevent you from like reaching a goal, from your wishes being granted, because it's like either you're gonna be with me or you're gonna be with me, right? Like maybe because you decided to leave a friendship, leave a family member, leave a relationship, a marriage, a long-term committed, relationship or something. Like they didn't want you to receive whatever this is, this wish, without them. The most difficult part. Yeah, we have firecracker, which is excitement. And it says, pay attention to your work. So for a lot of you guys, you're being guided to focus more on your work. And we have cup, you should accept valid criticism. I'm hearing with great power comes great responsibility. So for some of you guys with something that you're working on, you are about to receive like a lot of attention, a lot of notoriety. And so the more attention that you receive, the more money that you receive, the more recognition, whatever, people are going to criticize you. Some of it is just going to be, some of it is going to just be people talking out of the side of their neck, right? They're going to be haters and, whatever. But some of it is actually going to be criticism that can actually help you along your path. So just kind of like pay attention to that. Like you're going to have to know, how to decipher between those two. We have younger man dealings or relationships with a younger man. So for some of you guys, something that you're working on, like for some of you guys, you have like a younger, man headed your way, a young masculine headed your way. And it's going to be something very exciting for some of you guys. There's that elephant card again. A long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. For some of you guys, if you have like a son or something, like, it could be like just have something to do with like a relationship that you have with your child. Maybe it's been a long journey and things are about to like look up. You're protected, your child is protected. We have angels, spiritual guidance, protection from harm. Maybe you had like some type of fear, especially if you have like a teenage son or something. Maybe you had some fear about, like if your child was being attacked or, they don't have to be a teenager, but maybe you had some fear about like someone trying to use your child to get to you, or like, someone was trying to take advantage of your child. Like your child is protected, you're protected. So that's not going to be an issue for either of you. Okay. Yeah, we have owl. It says good advice from a wise person. I feel like, okay, so this is for, whoever this is, like with a son. You've taught, I'm hearing grasshopper. You've taught this person well. Okay. And part of that was their protection. You taught this person well. You taught this, like you passed on a gift or a power of discernment to your child. So you don't have to worry about people taking advantage of them. You might receive some type of evidence of this in July, in the month of July. Yeah. We have skull, hidden secrets can harm you. So something is going to come out in July for some of you guys, one of you, some of you, or none of you, about something where, someone was trying to harm you. Someone was keeping a secret that was meant to harm you, or someone was like spreading rumors or something like that, that was meant to harm you or your child, or the relationship that you have with your child. And that's going to come out in July. We have caterpillar. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. So, it may not have been, that's what I'm saying. Like it may not have been resolved quite yet. I feel like there's a resolution that's coming in July. And we have goldfish, increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. So this was definitely something that you have grown from, or you've learned from, you and, whoever this is that you are, dealing with, whether it's someone you're in a relationship with, like for love or romance, or whether this is like, you dealing with like a child or something, your own child. Okay. What else? Yeah, we have May. So you could have a child that was born in the month of May. You could have been born in the month of May. Also, we have May and success actually came out. So you could have started something in May and you're about to experience some type of success related to that in the month of August, or, so this is something to do with like you being consistent or consistently working on, self-improvement or improving something that you're working on. Yeah. We have kangaroo at the bottom, unsettled times, need to plan ahead. So I feel like for some of you guys, this is about like if you created some type of plan, you need to stick to it. You need to follow through on that plan. And that's where you're going to receive this success. Yeah. We have Turkey. Someone is behaving stupidly. What is this? Let me show you. We have Turkey. Someone is behaving stupidly. What is this about? We have that owl. I feel like you may have given someone some type of advice and someone is ignoring it for some reason. Hard work ahead because it was hard. Like maybe you gave someone some advice, or someone gave you advice and maybe it was like hard to do, or it could be what I'm telling you, like a bitter pill to swallow or something. And so someone is like trying to act out, or someone tried to act out against, like, I feel like this is someone tried to act out because you gave them some really solid, some really good advice. And this person just, like, someone's ego got the better of them, and they're about to, you know, reap some type of, you know, remember we saw that cause and effect. We saw that karma. Like there's something to do with that. I don't know. Here's that pail. Time to get out of a situation. You may have given someone some advice on how to get out of a particular situation. And they just didn't want to, like, it was too much work. For some of you guys, it's a fair man. It says dealings or relationship with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. And then at the top is horse, which is short journey. I don't know. Maybe you gave someone an easier way, but they, you know, they're going to take the long route or something like that. But I mean, that's their prerogative. That's their, you know, whatever. We have flowers. It says happiness. At the bottom is dagger, fear, worries, intense situations. And at the top is camel, persevere and you will overcome problems. Like, you know, I don't know if someone is just wanting to know like how they can get to a point where like someone is just longing for happiness and joy. Maybe right now, like you're in a state of like fear, worry, like, you know, it's like problem after problem. Maybe that's what you feel like is going on. But it's just like, keep moving forward with that persevere. You know, change is going to come for you. I know that was part of like what we got earlier. There's some type of changes that are headed your way. I feel like, you know, if someone has been, you know, doing something to try to make you fail or to get in your head so that you feel like you're going to fail, or to get you to quit. It feels like someone maybe tries to get you to quit. At the bottom, we have rat, someone working against you behind your back. Like someone's trying to get you to quit something so that you're not successful. And it has, for some, like it has something to do with money. Like they're not going to be successful at whatever this is. We have clubs. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. Some of you guys, like, you know, especially if this has something to do with like a relationship or what, it doesn't matter. Like someone is trying to get you to go against your better judgment. Yeah. We have younger woman, dealings or relationship with a younger woman. So that could be like you have a daughter, or, you know, like you're in a relationship with a younger woman, or, you know, I don't know, just someone, a younger woman, like, you know, if you, who's this younger woman? Someone could have like, someone is also trying to get you to go back to the way that you were when you were younger. I'm hearing young dumb. I don't know the song. I just hear it kind of like the tune, but it's something about being young and dumb. So someone may feel like, you know, they want you to revert back to like the old you. That Dr. Dre, somebody's going to make me go back to the old me. Like someone is trying to get you to go back to the old you. We have cobweb. It says protected from negative forces beyond your control. I feel like someone was able to, like, you were easier to control perhaps when you were younger. And so that's why, yeah, that's why they want you to go back to that. Like maybe you gave a lot of your time and energy, and, you know, you were like a really big cheerleader for other people. You focused more on other people. So someone really benefited from that type of, you know, energy or behavior, and they just want you to go back to who you used to be. Yeah. Let's move forward. We have wheel, indecisiveness, allowing your life to rumble aimlessly. Yeah. Someone liked it better when they could, it's kind of like show you the way. Someone felt like they were able to show you the way. And now it's kind of like, maybe you don't listen to what other people feel or think or want for you in your life. Like, okay, you know, if you know what you want for your life and, you know, I don't agree with it, like that's, you know, oh well, right? Like it's your life, you get to do what you want to do. But it's like this person, they don't like what you want for your life, and it's not like they don't feel like, oh well, you know, that's tough, like that, you know, people can do what they want to do. No, they want to force your hand at something. Someone wants to force your hand. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, there's that younger man. Okay. We have needle and thread. It says a sincere wish will be granted. And at the top, it says key, successful outcome to your problems. Because I'm like, let's just move on. Because like, I'm totally done with this. So what the bottom line is, you're about to be successful in whatever this is that you have going on. We have October, so we have another month that came out. We have dolphin, financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. I'm telling you, like, you know, there's something that you were working on or that you need to continue to work on, and you're about to receive some type of financial gain. You may have lost some things like in the past. And so maybe that's why you stepped away from it, or maybe you just needed to step away or break away, you know, just from like the stress or the stressors of life in general. But maybe it's like, you know, I'm hearing like, tag me in, like now you're ready to get back in there and get the work done. We have this ant, which says, you know, work, achievement, success. So you're ready to get back in there. We have cobweb, which says protected from negative forces beyond your control. We already saw this one. So maybe you felt like people were coming against you, coming against your money, coming against your wealth. We have bridge, successfully overcoming a problem. You know, it could be, remember we saw with that long journey spiritually, like either, you know, mentally or physically. I feel like it may have been both for you, but mainly, you know, I couldn't really get that out earlier, but mainly it was like a mental battle that you had to overcome, that had to do with like, you know, other people trying to get in your way physically, but also people trying to get in your way mentally, trying to stop you from pursuing what it is that you want to pursue out of life. Look at this. Target, a goal-oriented person. You know that this is you because you have always been goal-oriented, goal-focused. When you get your eye on a prize, when you get your eye on something, like there's no stopping you. Like you continue to move forward, to push forward. And it's like someone knew that, you know, maybe someone felt like they just had to kind of, you know, I'm hearing, whoa, Kimosabi, like someone just wanted to like stop you. They didn't want you to reach this target or reach this goal, especially not with them. Someone, there's that younger man, someone used like, you know, maybe your child against you, or, you know, this could be like represent you like when you were younger or something to that effect. You know, same thing with the younger woman. You know, someone just wanted to keep someone in like this old energy and didn't want another person to grow up. We have flag, do not be tempted to lower your standards. That's what this is all about. Like someone didn't want you to see your worth, who it is, like what it is that you were meant to be, what it is that you were meant to do. You know, maybe you left someone in the dust or left someone behind, and someone is trying to come back into your life. But in order to do that, for one, it's like they're not necessarily on your vibration. They're not on your level in some type of way, or they're afraid that they're not going to be on your level. Like they have to hurry up and come back because you're about to exceed, you know, their financial status, or, you know, something to do with whoever this person is. Like they don't want you to be above them. I'm hearing something to do with like the head and not the tail. Like someone wants to be the head, but they feel like they always kind of like tag along, or they're always the tail in the situation. Like, you know, I'm seeing those costumes where it's like one, you know, where it's the animals, the four-legged animals, and someone has to be the head and someone has to be the tail, and someone feels like, you know, they're always in your shadow, they always have to be the tail, and someone did something to try to make it to where, you know, they were going to be the head of, you know, whatever this is. Yeah. So, and then we have dogs. It says getting together with friends. I feel like for some of you guys, like you are, and there's that, it's sticking back out. You know, it's about to fall off the bed here, but it's wishes, you know, a wish is granted. I feel like, you know, whatever these wishes are, or whatever this wish is, that you are wanting to come true, or that will come true, it is going to come in, you know, like with your work, your dedication, and also with your collaborations with with new friendships that you're about to form. Okay. Anything else? Anything? Okay, let me pull a couple of these. These are just some little homemade cards. I don't even know what I mean, some of they don't even match, like some of them, but we'll see what comes out. Okay, messages for the collective. Okay, so it says use meditation, prayer, dream work, magic, or intention setting to help deepen, strengthen your connection to the divine and to unleash the gifts and abilities you never knew existed. So this is having to do with the High Priestess card. So for some of you guys, I really feel like there's something to do with like you sticking to a certain routine or a certain ritual, and also taking time out for yourself. So that's really important for some of you guys. This one, it says be either the masculine or the feminine, don't do both. So for some of you guys, this has to do with like a relationship that you're trying to form with someone, but also I feel like with any, within whatever this dynamic is, like someone wants you to be all things. They want you to do like, you know, they want you to do everything. However, they don't want you to receive the recognition or the notoriety, right? So they want you, someone wants to, it's kind of like build off of your back type energy is what I'm getting from that. And then it says friends with an ex. That's weird. So yeah, an ex is an ex for a reason, whether these are friends, whether these are lovers or whatever. So, you know, if they're exes, like just leave them in the past. So that is what we have with that one. Is there anything else? Anything else for the collective? Okay, you guys, so if you would like your own personal reading with me, check out the description box. I'll also put it in the comment section. There'll be a link in my Stan store so that you can schedule your own personal video reading. You just go ahead and, you know, you click it, you put your question in, and within about 24 to 48 hours, I will respond, you know, with your reading by video. So you'll receive a link with that one. Also, there are some really other cool things in my Stan store for those of you that are interested in like divination and things of that sort. So other than that, you guys, make sure that if you stayed this far, definitely, and if you haven't already, be sure to hit that thumbs up, leave a comment, and let me know how this message resonated with you. I love you and have a beautiful and fantabulous rest of your day. Bye now. Mwah.